Downward be able to come up now and take that ramp and get them. Confirm, Macchia Drive to eastbound is gridlock.
My name is Jamie Edwards. I'm a lieutenant with the Bridgewater Police Department, and I'm also the coordinator for the Office of Emergency Management.
Hi, my name is Mike Macchia. I'm a detective with the Bridgewater Township Police Department.
My name is Steve Zeichner. I'm a lieutenant with the Bridgewater Police Department.
Hi, my name is Tyran Barnett. I'm a detective with the Bridgewater Township Police Department.
So Bridgewater Township uses the Nixle system, and we encourage residents to sign up for that. There's links on the police department website as well as the township website, and that allows residents to pick and choose when they want to receive alerts, whether it's just advisory messages for road closures and so on, or for alerts for emergencies. But we encourage you to heed those warnings, read those warnings, and pay attention to those warnings. If you see water, turn around, don't drown. If you see a barricade or cones across the roadway, heed those cones and barricades that are blocking your way and find another way home.
So our officers are taking a good amount of risk when they're involved in dangerous storms like that and responding to calls for service. They have potential for wires down, encountering them unexpectedly, or unexpected floodwaters, and then putting themselves in dangerous positions by going in and rescuing people.
If you find yourself in a car and your vehicle is surrounded by water, you need to contact 911, give them your location, and I would lower the windows in your car or make sure electric locks are unlocked before the battery gets wet and you lose power in your vehicle. You should always be aware of where you are when you're driving down the road. And what we saw on July 14th was a lot of people were not exactly sure where they were. It worked out because we had many resources in the area, but sometimes that doesn't always happen. So your precise location is very important.
On July 14th, I received some notifications via email that there was going to be some severe weather coming in. So, we did have some advance notice, but it was only maybe an hour.
So I was home at the time the rain started, monitoring the conditions, speaking with the officers working the road, started to see that a lot of floods were occurring, flash flooding in certain areas of the township, and we know kind of where those areas are. So I started heading in, and by the time I got here, Route 22 was flooded.
At the beginning of the evening on July 14th, I heard a call on the radio from our Lieutenant Zeichner in regards to extra hand and helping with the chaos that was happening in town because of the rapid water that was flowing. So I jumped in the car with Detective Macchia and we went to go help.
So I was positioned at Brandywine Assisted Living on Route 22 dealing with vehicles that were trapped in the floodwaters. I had reached out to them and asked them if there was a way that they could get to Brandywine to assist me.
So we were on our way down the mountain. Our plan was to try to get down the mountain because there was some flooding on 22. So we were going to go up and around, and then at that point we got to a road where we could not go down any further, and we saw a vehicle in there, and Detective Barnett saw somebody waving, kind of asking for help inside that vehicle.
Yeah. You sure?
My thought process was, hey, let's help. Obviously they're in some type of distress where they can't do it alone. We're here, so let's do our duty.
Yeah, so some of the things you have to consider when something like that happens is you don't want to add to the potential victim pool or to have rescuers now have to come try to help us, right? So we had to assess the scene, like Detective Barnett was saying, and really feel that we felt, capable and comfortable walking through that water, which we both did. And then from there, we started to make our approach.
Once when I arrived at the vehicle, I immediately started speaking with the occupants of the vehicle to try to determine what their capabilities were and how best we can help them. Once when we figured that out, we gained access to the vehicle and just try to stay as calm as possible and preach to them that we're here to help and we're going to be able to get through this situation together.
They were good. They were responsive. They were clearly scared, and they just kind of frightened in fear almost and not moving. Once we were there, they started to feel a little bit more comfortable, and they were willing to try to help themselves as well.
The game plan, once when we got the occupants out of the vehicle, was trying to figure out the best way to get everyone to dry land, whether it was one by one or all together.
And look away. I have a block.
Come back. You good? All right. Stay sideways this way.
You want to stay right there? I'll come back at you.
Oh my God.
Okay, all right.
Sorry.
That's okay, go back that way.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Let's see if this might make it through.
You stay over here?
This might be the trick.
It's a little stronger. It is a little bit stronger.
And as the situation continued, we realized that the best route would have been one by one, and then lucky enough for us, the real hero stepped in, the truck driver that came in and assisted us all.
Just the typical Good Samaritan. You can see he wanted to help. He was excited to help. No questions asked. Just, how can I help you guys?
This was the greatest sign of relief for us because we knew this was going to be an efficient manner to be able to get everyone to safety. Immediately, when the truck driver pulled up, we relayed to the occupants of the vehicle and say, hey, we're going to go one by one. We're going to place you inside the bed of the truck so that way we all together can go and we don't have to navigate the water anymore.
Yeah, for the size of his vehicle, for sure, we knew that he would, that vehicle would be able to get through the water. We're relieved. It really saved the day, like Detective Barnett said. They were very relieved. They, as we expressed our relief for him being there, they were just as happy and, glad to be out of that situation.
You got business card? Give me 1 second.
Does that drop down, or are they gonna?
Yeah, they're gonna
Behind this way? Okay, you guys have to come in down this way now. Get over here.
623. Just run out by Swan, myself at 625, he was through the 3 occupants of the vehicle.
Try to step over here.
We had 70 calls for service that we handled over 4 hours, and every single person that was working that night had a role, and they were drenched head to toe. After the road started opening and the floodwater receded, we were having guys come in one by one to change their uniforms, dry out, change their boots out, and the agency has been great in keeping us well equipped so that we're able to be, returned right back to patrol after that. So, yeah, it was great teamwork. It was great to see everybody working together.
Personal risk for me was already answered and determined the moment I took an oath to do this job, and that's the most important thing. So you put that in the back of your mind and you put whoever is calling for help first.